Assalamu alaikum, peaceful greetings. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is going to be a different post today. I wanted to be in my garden, be in my yard. I love being outdoors. And I wanted to talk to you. I'm going to show the camera around, turn the camera around about different growing areas in my garden. When I started, as I wrote, discussing the Whole Wellness Woman and sharing the Whole Wellness Woman virtual conference with everyone, it came to me to let's try and in parallel compare nature. And my first post was signs in nature. We should all be listening, right? So one of the things I realized in planning this conference, there are many, 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 and I can't wait to have the afterglow is what I'm going to be calling it, because this time Sunday, right? How will we all be feeling who have attended the conference? This time next week, how will we all be doing something different? Focusing on those things that we need to change, those things that we need to improve upon. What information will you gain from the conference that will help you, change those things? So one of the things that has been coming to me in this time of planning this conference is growth. Growth, growth, growth. Expansion, expansion, expansion. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And it has done all of those things for me. And even the women who have said yes, I'm sure for some of you it may have been a little bit of a stretch. For some of the people that I've been talking to about the conference, it's been a bit of a stretch. It's been a bit of a growth season. This is our season for growth. Even though we're in the situation that we're in, there are, walaikum salam, Sister Shafiqua, there are women, and I'm not going to tell you who they are, but there are women who are on this panel who are speaking, who have made tremendous moves. One speaker, she just started her own business. She's had the business for a while, but she did a brick and mortar. She is renting space. There's another speaker who literally quit her job to run her business full time in a pandemic. So I'm saying to you, it's not doable. You just have to trust yourself. Understand that everything that you have inside of you to do whatever it is you need to do, it's there. It's already there. So, and that's why I remember the little tiny caterpillar egg, right? The monarch, not the caterpillar, the monarch egg. Look how small that is. And it turns into this beautiful butterfly. It turns into this beautiful butterfly. So let me show you the picture that I put, the peppermint, right? So one of the foundations, and there are three there are three things that I'm going to say tomorrow, in which the Whole Wellness Woman Conference was founded on. And one of them is, and it comes from Quran, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change that what is within themselves, right? So, and it's two others, and I'll give you the other two tomorrow. But that was one of the foundations that the Whole Wellness Woman was founded on. That was one of the foundations that I had to constantly say to myself, nothing is going to change unless you change something. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. You have to change something. So I'm going to turn my camera around. I can't remember, if you look at the picture, the one to the right, or one to the left was the peppermint, right? Look how much that has grown, right? Because it was given the necessary ingredients. Good soil, which is the foundation. What is your foundation? Good soil, good water, sunshine. Hey, homegirl, Lynette, sunshine. And go back and look at that picture. It was a tiny little stick, really. And look how much it has grown. And then from that came this, which is even bigger, right? It's in a bigger pot. See the two different pots? So click the link and purchase your ticket to the Whole Wellness Woman Virtual Conference, because we're going to talk about growth. We're definitely going to talk about growth, right? So that's the peppermint. Now remember this tree. It still needs to be pruned some more or deadheaded. Remember that? Once you prune it, see there's another little bud right there waiting. So when this beautiful purple dies off, in order for this little bud, where is it? In order for that little bud to get to this purple, I have to cut this purple off. It has to be gone. I have to get rid of it. Right? So again, you see this brown, right? This bud right here is not blooming as beautiful like this because this dead stuff right here. I need to support this plant, and we all need support. There's nothing wrong with needing support. So in order for me to support this plant, I need to cut this off so that this bud right here can bloom into this beautiful purple right here. So what is it that you need? There's some more peppermint. This is spearmint, actually. This is spearmint. Now what's going to happen with this spearmint, I'm going to do what they call a hard cut. I'm going to cut this down because if you can see down in here, there's a lot of small spearmint plants, but they can't get the sun because these tall ones are blocking it. So what's blocking you? Yeah, the color purple is beautiful. What's blocking you, right? This is my lavender. This lavender, I got to get this vine out of here. But this lavender, something that I don't normally do, and I was telling my subscription members, I really haven't done a lot of pruning with my plants. It's just they're beautiful. I come and pick them up a little bit, but I'm going to do a hard prune. I'm going to cut this lavender back, and it will be much more bushier, much more fuller next year, right? Next year. This was a little plant, this is called the cardinal flower. I just want you to see that. That's the cardinal flower, right? The red. It was a little plant like this in the beginning of this growing season. And look how beautiful it is. More plants are coming. Look, see how tall? See how beautiful? It's growing. So how are you growing? Really ask yourself that. How are you growing? If these plants in nature can grow, giving the support that they need, right? Because when we take them in, if we were to leave them out wild, they will still do well. But because we have taken them in our yards and our homes, we have to give them support. So I've given this plant good water, rainwater, right? Sun, I haven't given it the sun. The sun is here. But I've given it the conditions. I put it in the conditions that it needs to optimally grow. Assalamu alaikum, Dawn. I've given it the conditions that it needed to grow. So how are you growing? And I know that a lot of what I have been saying and a lot of what I've been asking from some of the participants, my team, it's a little bit of a stretch. It really is. It's a lot of a stretch because I had to stretch. But what I'm saying to you is if I can do it, I know you can do it too. Because I was... You'll hear my story later this evening because I said I was going to introduce one of my speakers, but I'm not. I'm coming back live later this afternoon and then later this evening. And I'm going to introduce my speaker by herself as I've been doing the others. And it's her, and then I may introduce myself, or I may just wait until tomorrow. But growth happens whether we acknowledge it or not. Growth happens. So how will you take ownership of your growth to improve? Now, some people, they fine. Like, that's cool. If you fine, then show us how you got to be so fine, right? Help us. But there's a lot of us out here really not struggling. Some of us are struggling, but there's a lot of us out here who still want to grow. And one of the things, I'm completing my talk today. It's just about done, but I'm completing my talk today, and it focuses on mindset. It focuses on mindset, growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And I'm going to give you some visuals as to what that looks like. What is a growth mindset and what is a fixed mindset? And mindset plays a huge role in who we are, what we do, how we do it, why we do it, and when we do it, right? So mindset is key. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. Because one of the things that I had to do was change my mindset. If we're in growth mode, if you're in new mode, if you're in, let me just, as I'm talking, I'm going to just walk around, turn the camera around. This is all growth. All of this plant right here is called a cup flower. You see it? It's leaning over because it's really wet. It rained this morning. You see that? It's a cup flower. When I got this flower, it was this little seedling, maybe 3 inches tall. Look how tall this plant is. Growth, because it's been given the right conditions. It's been given the right conditions. What conditions do you need to grow? What conditions do you need to grow? Look at this. This is my aster, New England aster. It's a purple. It's just starting to bloom. It's just starting to bloom. But again, this was like 2 inches tall, and it's so tall now. All of these were little teeny tiny plants when I got them. This is new to my garden. This is a calendula. A lot of medicinal herbs, a lot of medicinal values to this plant. I have a subscription program that I'm going to open up again in this is August, in September. If you're interested, I'll put the information on my page. And we're going to do some herb crafting with this beautiful medicinal plant, calendula. This is pineapple mint. Very, very flavorful. But they were little, like this one. See how teeny tiny that one is? And there, where is it? Can I get it? Yeah, see how little this one is? This one right here. They were all like that. So let's talk growth. What do you need to grow? You know, I don't know. I mean, I can give you some ideas. I can tell you some of the things that you need. Mindset, making a decision, surrounding yourself with the right people, right? This is this is porcelata. Sun. After the sun, it closes back up like that little bud. See that little tight bud? It closes up. These are my tomatoes growing. And one thing about flowers and especially fruit, herbs, when you see the flower, if you have a flowering plant, when you see the flower, soon after comes the fruit, right? So, and let's compare that. So when you see the flower, there comes the fruit, right? So in that comparison, for me, that means that you're ready, you're blossoming, you're ready, you've done everything that you had to do to get to where you needed to go. You're at that fruit stage now, right? So there's nothing else to do but to blossom. There's nothing else to do but to blossom in that moment. So here, this is lantana. Isn't this beautiful? Look at the colors. Look at the colors. I fell in love with this plant when I took my my horticultural therapy certificate at New York Botanical Garden. Beautiful, beautiful plant. This plant needs no deadheading. It grows on its own. It drops its dead leaves, which are really colorful, and then it just continues to blossom. It just continues to blossom. Right? This, we did the deadheading here, right? Take these off. You got to get these out so that the rest of the plant can bloom beautifully like that, right? So I just wanted to hop on. I'm going to come back on later today, but I'm so proud of my peppers. Look at my pepper. Isn't that pretty? It was a little teeny tiny plant. A little teeny tiny plant, and I have peppers, and look how large that one has grown. And then I still have my chrysalis right there. You can see, let me see how I can get it. I don't want to disturb it too much. But, is it right there? Yeah, the chrysalis right? So what I'm saying is, growth is inevitable. You're going to grow and acknowledge the growth, or you're going to grow and things are just going to pass you by. Things are just going to pass you by. I want to be in the moment of growth. I want to acknowledge my growth. And that's what we're going to help you do on Saturday. I can't believe that tomorrow is the Whole Wellness Woman Virtual Conference. It's still a little mind-blowing to me. But it came with showing up. It came with constant show up. Even when I didn't want to show up, I showed up, right? So that's what it came with. It came with showing up, and it came with having more of a growth mindset than a fixed mindset. And we have different mindsets with different aspects of our life. Mindset affects a lot of different aspects of our life. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And then during the VIP session, we're going to dive deeper into the characteristics, the reasons why, the outcomes of these different mindsets. And what do you do? What do you do? How do you change those mindsets? And for some people, it really means changing basically everything or a lot of things, right? So I'm excited. I'm so excited to be able to share this phenomenal conference with you, this phenomenal lineup. There's 11 women that are going to pour into you and change your outlook on a lot of different things. Because collectively, it's a powerhouse. And like I said last night, individually, these women are powerhouses. They can stand alone. And I did something last night. I've been talking about stepping out of your comfort zone and conquering your fear. So one of the things I did last night was I went live on Instagram. And that was a big fear of mine. And people were like, you scared of Instagram for what, right? That's what I thought once I got on there, for what? But it was a big fear for me. It truly was. Going live on Instagram. Don't ask me why, but it was. So I did it, and it was like, you know what, this is not bad. What was I afraid of? So our fears are our perceptions, perceived notions that block who we are and where we need to do. And I'm going to show you visually what action. That's it. You have to, in order to get rid of fear, you have to take action. So I'm going to show you visually tomorrow what that looks like. Because remember, the Whole Wellness Woman Virtual Conference and Natural Ground One views wellness through a different lens, for real. We view wellness from a different lens. And each one of the speakers are going to show you that and explain that to you tomorrow. I can't believe I'm saying tomorrow, right? Okay, so inshallah, I will see you, God willing, I will see you later today. I'm going to be live at 12:30 on my Coach Lori Pelzer's Facebook page. If any of you are friends with her, hop on over there. And I will see you later this evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a good rest of the day.